All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol Nndm. And before we jump into this chart, we're going to talk about several different charts, not just Nndm. This video is a little bit different, but Nndm is the first one we're going to jump into. So for all the first-time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. Invest for tomorrow, and to all subscribers, welcome back. Stay tuned till the end of this video because we're going to be discussing some interesting stocks that ARK Invest has been purchasing through all the speculation, uncertainty that has happened in the last couple of weeks. So we're going to look back towards 11/27, closer to Thanksgiving, all the way to now 12/10, which was this Friday, on how their positions have changed for the ETF ARKQ. So let's see here. ARKQ has Deer up here. It hasn't really moved. They're up there pretty much still. JD.com is at 8. But remember, the positions isn't really what matters. It's also their shareholders' capacity, right? How much they own. And then their market value is obviously going to move up and down. Now, some of them will move down and then they'll move back up. And they have the intention of, in the long run, continuing to move up. I mean, that's the whole point. But JD.com is one of the most interesting. Wkhs is one of the most interesting. Virgin Galactic is another interesting one to pay close attention to. Nano Dimensions is the most interesting. They've went up almost 500,000 shares, 500,000 shares in just the last couple of weeks. NVDA is a good one to know about. Apple, and then RAVN Industries, I'm still doing research on. I want to know more about this company. They've actually made their position ×2 almost. You know, they have 191 here. We're going to look at the most updated. This was 8/11/27. So, Apple went up like 10,000. NVIDIA went up like 3,000. The fact that they're buying these are tech stocks. For those of you that are new investors or still trying to understand what these companies are, NVIDIA Corp and Apple Inc. are innovative stocks that have shown a proven track record of growth. They're in the tech stock sector, and then they also can fall slightly in the growth stock category. Do some more research on that. But these are companies that are said to continue to grow. I mean, obviously there's going to be a bubble at some point, and then they're going to level off and then continue to grow from there. Basically, innovation is really a big deal here with these stocks, and they're changing the world, you know, and there's some great things that they're doing, each one of them, for what they specialize in. But these are some really important stocks that you want to have at some point in your portfolio as an investor for the long term. These are not stocks that you just swing trade or day trade. Unless you want to do a quick buck and you see an opportunity based off the charts, that's fine. But these are true stocks that you buy and hold, like they say, like the experts say, right? So RAVN Industries moved up tremendously. I mean, it was way down here in like the last 3. And like I said, their position has changed by 200,000. That's almost twice as much, right? So very interesting that they're getting a larger position on this one. Now, like I said, Nano Dimensions went up 300,000 shares almost, right? That is a big sign. We've been tracking that. We've been watching that here in our channel. They haven't bought anymore, which is really interesting to me, that they're being hesitant as Nano Dimensions is falling right now, which we're going to look at their chart right now. Wkhs is one of the most interesting ones that they got a larger position on. Virgin Galactic is another good one to keep in mind. And then JD.com is another very interesting stock that they got a larger position on, as well as Tencent. And then Deere & Co. This is another one of those that is pretty much a growth stock. All it's done is grow. And they IPO'd not too long ago, just a few years ago. So we've seen here both charts. We've looked at how they've actually went ahead and added positions to these. RAVN Industries is pretty interesting. Tencent is there too, but that's actually on over the counter. And there's some very interesting stuff here. That's really what I want to point out of the whole entire portfolio here right now, is the fact that RAVN Industries multiplied almost by 2. 500,000 was added to Nano Dimensions throughout the offerings. Wkhs is going down, and they added positions. Virgin Galactic, we're going to look at. JD.com, right? With all the speculation and uncertainty, they added positions, so they know what they're doing. and Nndm Co, right? Nndm Co, as I stated, has been growing, and I think that it has room to grow, and they've been profitable, and they have a lot of a proven track record of as a company. So let's see here what we are looking at. So Nano Dimensions since November, right, 27th. Let's land on that. Has been added and added and added to the portfolio. So since the 27th, right, they've been adding to the portfolio. They're actually now below where they added, but keep in mind they've been adding since way before. But it was interesting that from this point to where we're at right now, 500,000 was added. If we go ahead and look up JD.com, let's see where they're at. On November, right, these charts are acting so weird lately. On November 27th, the uncertainty kicked in, and you can see from that point forward, it's been falling. So they've been adding to their position, right? It fell from about $89 to a low so far of $80. If it breaks through this point down here of 78, it could hit newer lows. But right now, they've been buying as this is going down. So I find that very interesting, and they're not scared of the uncertainty. Plus, they have 3 years before getting delisted, as I've seen in different articles, and I've already done videos talking about that. And let's look at Wkhs. Wkhs on the 27th literally started to dip and fall below the 50-day moving average. It's been below it, and they've been adding to their position since then. That's another interesting stock that they see room and growth, right? So they've been adding to their positions, and I bet as this hit $19 and $18, they've been jumping in pretty fast. So interesting there. RAVN Technologies. Let's look at them. Let's see if that's a stock that's right. Whoa, yeah, it's been moving itself up. Let's just make sure it's RAVN Industries. Let's see here. It's RAVN Industries. So I wanted to see how this has been reacting since November 27th. Well, on the 27th, it kind of leveled off, and from that point forward, it's been skyrocketing. So they've been getting in since $25, and you can see here, this has been working its way up, and it's right now on a rally. They've been adding to their positions. They doubled their positions, actually, on this one. So let's see Nndm Co. All right. So the 27th, right? When you look at it, it was at some highs here. It was at some points of a high on the 27th. And from that point forward, they've been adding to their position. So this fell down to like 250. It was at the 260 mark. And when you look at the chart overall, this has just been growing. And the fact that they're being bold enough to buy in at this point, that speaks in high volumes of what they are thinking and also what they see. So we already covered Deere, JD.com, Wkhs, Nano Dimensions, RAVN Industries. Let's look at Virgin Galactic. I think that one is in a downward trend unless it already switched, because I remember seeing it in a downward trend. So let's see here. Oh, okay. Whoa, it's been a while since I've looked at Virgin Galactic. The last time I saw it was like the beginning of November. Okay, so November 27th, they've actually been adding to their positions, right? And it's been recovering from that point. It's been a while since I've seen this chart. And it dipped, and then it's been working its way up. So they've been adding to their positions with Spce and Virgin Galactic Holdings, Inc. And then let's go ahead and see here Apple. Apple is probably one of the most slow-moving stocks for them, but it's probably working in their favor in the long term. They're looking at it as like, let's just get positions, and we're buying at a discount. So the 27th, it was around this area. They've been buying since. They've actually increased their positions within these 2 weeks. So it's been moving upwards and kind of in a sideways movement. I apologize for the lines and the arrows. That's from a previous video that I did, that I was talking about a whole bunch of different things and a point of reference. But to go ahead and just focus in on the 27th till now, there is some growth here. It's moved up slightly, a few dollars, and they've been adding to their position. NVIDIA is one of those that I think actually fell, and it's working its way back up now. So let's see here from the 27th. So the 27th, it was actually working its way back up from that fall, right? From almost being at $600. And they've been adding to their position. It went up and it actually has fallen. The question is, have they bought in recently? I can't really access that right now. I'm actually going to watch that this week if they're buying more right now in the position that it's in and where it's hanging out. Because if they're buying more, they see value and they see potential to continue. So when you look at this spread out, I mean, they're buying in pretty expensive. I mean, they're buying in at 500. This thing was way back here at like 180 or 190, and they're buying in at 520, 500 plus. I mean, they see value. The reason why I wanted to go ahead and go over this is due to the fact that these positions have been increasing over uncertainty, speculation, and also, if they look at it in their perspective, discounts, right? So what's interesting to me is NVIDIA is a strong company. I mean, they went up, and I think that bubble of actually trying to, consolidate back down and correct itself kind of already happened almost at the $600 mark. I don't know how much lower it could go, but they're making their position larger and larger. That means that there's more room for NVIDIA. Apple is obviously a long-term play. It's been proving itself for decades now that it's a growth stock over time. It's the highest market cap. I mean, they're just trying to make their portfolio pretty balanced, right? And then RAVN Industries has been growing tremendously. I want to do more research on it, like I stated. And they've already actually gotten almost 200,000 more shares. And I mean, they've doubled their position. And if you look at the market value, let's look at that. That's pretty interesting. It already has multiplied by 2 and plus, right? It was at 5 million in value, and it's 12 million now. So that's a very interesting stock. Nano Dimensions, throughout the offerings and the uncertainty, the ups and downs, they got another 500,000 shares. I'm actually waiting to see once they hit from 3.8, right, to almost 4 million. This is 11/27, and they were at 3.3, but currently, as we saw, they're at 3.8. I'm waiting for them to get this to almost 4 million plus if they go ahead and buy more. I kind of find it interesting that as the stock is going down right now, they're not buying. I think they have an analysis, or they're seeing that there's some room still for this to go any lower, and they're trying to get it at the best price. So I'm watching them to see what's going on there. Virgin Galactic, I mean, it's running up. They're adding more to the position. Wkhs fell dramatically, and they added to their position. And if you look at it, it was 1.1, and now it is 1.4. Now the value, right, of their whole entire investment isn't really reflecting right now as an increase. It's like right there, it's breaking even due to the fall. But once that thing starts to rise back up, they're going to see more value in their portfolio, right? And that's what they're expecting. JD.com, uncertainty, Chinese delisting, the bill getting passed, and so forth. They added more to their position as well, from 400,000 to 500,000. That right there was very interesting to me, and already where they bought has made their market value go up, right? They bought in 37 million, and it's already at 41. And Deere & Co., they keep on adding as much as they can over time, and this already went up by 10 million since they've been buying. So that's a big sign. That is a big sign. Very interesting that ARK Invest is investing in these companies, and at the time frame that they're investing in these companies, and that speaks very high volumes of what opportunities these are. So as always, if you guys found this video helpful and informative, and it enlightened you with a new perspective, I would love to see your guys' comments down below, and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to click on the bell so that you can be notified about every single video. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.